and welcome to another live stream here from the YouTube studio in Essen. Yes. Well, if you will be one of our supporters here live right now on Monday, 8:30 in Germany, welcome, and we can connect with you during the chat. If you watch this video later on, have fun when we are explaining everything here, what it's all about. If you then have any questions, comments, etc., please leave them down in the comments so that we can...
We answer each and every one.
Everything.
Yeah,
everything.
Right.
Today is a very interesting topic. It's about snacks. Because
snacks?
Yeah, you're
yeah.
Is it steaks? No, it's steaks.
No, it's
yeah, it sucks. It
sucks. Yeah, right. It sucks.
No, today it's about steaks, and steaks is a really secret but very strong weapon. And yes, it's a little bit of effort that you have to put into this. However, when you manage to learn a stack, you will have a weapon for the rest of your life. So we are explaining you all this: what is a stack, which stacks are available, which we prefer, which tricks you can do, which utilities you can use, etc., etc. And last but not least, you will do 2 tricks.
Yes.
Is it 2?
Yes.
Or 3? Something like this.
It's 2.5.
It will work. This time it will work. It didn't work in the German one.
Yeah.
But before that, see this.
Welcome back, guys. So before we start,
yes,
please feel free to leave a sub on this channel, a thumbs up, and also ring the bell as hard as you can so you get notified whenever a new video is uploaded or another live stream starts, right?
Yes, you would help us extremely as we are building up this channel after splitting it from the snacks right now. Yeah. That's good. If you are, because we separated this channel from our German channel, or it was our Card Shark Germany channel, where we mixed German and English, and we wanted to separate those both. And now the English one has to grow with the whole community. So if you like, please leave a subscription and ring the bell.
It's free. It's totally free.
Yes, absolutely. And you don't want to miss all this. It's a lot of fun, a lot of errors that we usually leave here. But sooner or later you will get some great input, and we'll
sooner or later.
we'll find out the secrets that we have hidden inside the packs that you might have at your house. Yeah, we can do so many things with the Phoenix decks and with all the other playing cards.
Right. Can I say one more thing?
Yes, please.
Before we start, guys, I actually learned a lot of stuff in the German stream that I did not know about the Phoenix deck. So.
Yes.
Hang on.
Remind me that I will repeat all of them.
I will.
Yes.
I will.
Because yes, it's all these small little details that I'm putting into the design, etc. When I'm doing something. Sometimes I'm naming them. Sometimes I'm just entertaining myself. Because I'm a perfectionist and I like to add small little features that maybe only I know. And sometimes it's for the whole community, but I love Easter eggs in all kinds of possible ways.
And you hit a lot of them, right?
Yeah, some of them are inside, yes, and maybe you will find 1 or 2 more. If you are more a fan of our large index decks, more than with our standard index decks, then I can tell you some more details later on. Mm-hmm. But before we go on into all this. Yes. Did you translate all the banners to?
Of course, Mr. Shark.
So you would even have this one here?
Of course.
Okay.
Why this?
Why
we don't ever really use this?
Exactly.
We never. You put me to the test, right? We've never done this in the English stream.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
Did you change it? Of course. Of course.
Of course. I got something in my pocket here for you.
Yes.
I kept it here.
No, I already have it. I received it. Thank you.
Great.
Magic.
I have another one here in my other pocket. I can give it to you later.
Well, he didn't translate it, but I had to find it out. Here in the Card Shark school, well, in this Card Shark facility in Germany, we also added the Card Shark College. So far, it's only a German
We never speak about this in the English stream. That was your words. Yeah.
We never?
You said that.
I don't know.
You said that.
Okay.
We don't speak about this in the English stream. So
in the future. And not today. Okay, that's good. Okay.
No, you can. I just wanted to repeat what you said. That's the reason why I did not translate this one. So.
Okay. It's only to get you a little bit smaller, so that you're on my level here. No chance.
Okay, like
hey, come on, let's see what the second one is. What is a stack?
What's the stack? Yeah. What is a stack? Christian.
Actually, it's any random order of playing cards or whatever you have. It could be.
But no, that's not correct. You need to memorize the order.
No, so far it's a stack.
Okay, you're correct.
Yeah, and sometimes some of the stacks are actually nothing to remember. It's something to calculate.
Okay,
because it's based on mathematics or an easy to remember sentence or whatsoever, so that when you see one card, you can assume the next coming up card. It's hard to calculate where is a specific named card in a certain stack, but if a card is cut and you see the card above, then you would have a chance to calculate the next coming up card and name that one. That is possible with certain stacks. However, it's not that strong or that versatile. I would prefer having a stack where I would know, let's say that the 5 of clubs is on a specific value like 25 inside a stack. Then it's easier to do, but harder to learn.
Exactly.
Certainly, yes. Now, here comes the biggest question of all, because sooner or later, I hope you will deal with the question. If I want to learn a stack, which stack should I learn?
And there are a lot of stacks out there.
Yes.
Some of them are harder to learn. Some of them are easier to learn. Some of them are better concealed. Like if
and some are constructed in a certain way that you can do, let's say, a poker demonstration and you can cut to the aces very easy and so on and so on.
It all has different applications. Right?
Yes. Actually, I can tell you something that I did not name, that I did not tell in the German stream.
Now I'm curious.
Joshua J is working on a project. He constructed his own stack.
Okay.
And he is even thinking of, he's working on a big project, and sooner or later there might be a deck coming with it.
Okay. Phoenix deck?
Sooner or later there will be a very interesting project.
Okay.
Yes.
You heard it here first, guys.
And it's a stack. It's a great stack and very interesting, very versatile. I have seen some stuff that made me very hungry to know more. I don't know more yet. So very cool. Anyhow,
nice.
Yes, so we have very easy stacks, like you keep the cards in new deck order, or from ace to king.
Which is obviously a really cool effect that you can do with it, right? Also, if it's in new deck order, you don't have to let your spectator turn the cards over, so it's visible to do them. But if you let your spectator deal face down.
Let's see if you can come up with the easiest stack in the world. Which one would it be?
New deck order.
4 stack.
Oh yeah. But I would not.
But that would be a cool stack.
Yeah.
On which name any number. Just choose a card.
Honestly, you can do really unbelievable hard effects with a 4 stack.
Exactly right. How cool is that?
Nobody even thinks about this.
Yes.
No spectator even thinks that this is possible. It's so far away.
I tell you, and actually there is a very good, not only 4 stacks for all the guys who are new to Magic. A 4 stack is that you have seemingly a complete deck of cards, and it has the same number of cards inside the deck. However, all the cards are 100% the same. Maybe one cover card to conceal that it's all, let's say the 6 of hearts, you have a 5 of diamonds in the front, whatsoever.
Yeah.
And now any choice would be the 4th card.
Yeah, but I would not call this a stack, obviously. So.
On the other hand, now go for the next one. That will be the Svengali deck. The Svengali deck is like a 4 stack, where every second card is a 4th, and then the other cards are random or in a stack. Now, if you put them into a stack and you have the 4th cards, it's already a cool weapon. You cannot show the faces, certainly, but you have a very strong utility. And actually, this is something that Luis de Matos did with me. Having a certain stack plus 4th cards in a Svengali with markings and so on.
That's smart.
It's super strong.
That's smart.
It's super strong. Something that will come sooner or later. No, maybe this year. Feel like maybe for Christmas or so. This kind of deck is awesome and very strong.
That sounds good. Yeah.
It's really cool, huh? The idea. Yeah, we worked on this one. It's really a very strong deck, and don't underestimate. It's the Svengali deck. If you think it's a beginner's deck, forget about it.
No.
However, that's not what we are talking about. You can use this deck, but with those decks, it's not typical. An easy one, very famous, is the Si Stebbins. Si Stebbins. Right. And it starts, let's say, with the Ace of Spades, but from there you are going up 3 values, and you go to the next suit.
Right.
And the
so
next,
it's a calculation game, so you can go through the whole deck and calculate what will be the next card in line or in order.
Yes, if you see the 4 of hearts as the card above or before, the next card would be 3 up from 4 to 7. And from hearts, it would be spades. So it would be the 7 of spades that the spectator would have chosen while you are picking the bottom card. You would know what they have chosen on the top of the deck. So that's easy. From there you go into the 10, into the king,
right,
and then again to the 3, and so on and so on.
Right.
And that's and it's strange that even if you think there are so many different cards and it's a 52, what is a strange number anyhow, and you go into all the just 3 more and changing the colors and so on, but it still fits everything. So that after 52 cards you are again 3 above the Ace of Spades. So it really is a circle. It's a great cycle. You can use this, and even if it's kind of obvious, spectators don't get it. If they want to, if they burn your hands.
No, they don't. No.
But yeah, it depends. If they think that you're doing something fishy, they will find something.
Yeah.
But if you're very relaxed and you have already the status that you're a magician and can do all this.
So I had the problem once. I used a forcing deck with rough and smooth.
Yeah.
And the rough and smooth did not really hold the cards together, and
that was pre-card track, right?
Yeah, that was pre-card track, definitely. Okay. but I went through there and showed it to the spectator. He did not notice at all. So
even that he saw the cards several times,
it doesn't. It flies by. I will not say that it definitely flies by everyone.
It's just a second.
It's a short moment, and the spectator does not really know where to focus on. So
also, if he thinks that, or if you are showing a deck like just casually, he would never think that he would be so that he would dare to show a force whatsoever.
Right,
so
right.
yes,
so yeah. And from there, the Si Stebbins is easy to learn because you have a mathematical order where you can calculate from, and you can let the cards be turned over face up, so the spectator can see it, and it's a little bit covered, but not too much. So maybe a math genius would come to the conclusion that there's something fishy going on. I don't know.
Some would do. Yeah. Yes. So, and that's exactly what we would love to talk about. It's the famous stacks that are out there. The Si Stebbins is certainly something that you can do if you don't want to put too much effort into learning a stack. Another one that Patrick Page told me back then is the 8 Kings stack. It's called 8 Kings because it's one sentence that you have to memorize, and the sentence is 8 kings threatened to save 95 queens from 1 sick knave. If you are thinking of this sentence, you can find all the values that are in a certain order. Again, in the chase order: clubs, hearts, spades, and diamonds chased. Yeah. So one more time: 8 kings threatened to save 95 queens from 1 sick knave. Do you want to see the values to this? If you actually, we make it easier. Just Google 8 kings stack, and you will find all the information about it.
Everything good.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's definitely easy.
So it's like a little mnemonics sentence that you can go through in your mind.
What is cool?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
So some people even say that if you have to come up with new passwords for a website, for registration, whatsoever, you should come up with a strange name. A strange sentence. Yeah. It's like this one: 8 kings threatened to save, and so on.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Then you can really come up with the first letters or so in large and large capitals, lower capitals. Really a good way to memorize something. Yes. So
absolutely.
The better stacks in America are the Aronson stack, named by Simon Aronson, who unfortunately passed away recently. But he was a great memory worker and did a lot of work for stacked decks. It's very famous in the USA, but in Europe and Asia, the stack of Juan Tamariz, the Mnemonics, is way more known.
Famous?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
yes,
I think so.
And I think so. In the past few years, the Tamariz stack got stronger and stronger over the world, so that even now, several magicians also in the United States are using the Tamariz stack.
Right. Because this has not any order that someone that is not a magician would be able to find out. So you're totally mixed in the eye of a spectator.
The interesting part is with the Aronson stack, you have to set up the deck once while spreading the cards and taking out number 1, number 2, etc. So that you have the stack. However, the Tamariz stack is a stack that you can come to by Pharaoh shuffling a Phoenix deck from new deck order. If you want to use a bicycle deck or whatsoever, then you have to do some extra moves until you get into the first position of doing Pharaohs. It's still possible. The Phoenix deck is definitely better suitable for this one. And if you want to find out how to do exactly that stack, go into the Tamariz stack. I'm explaining everything on this website release, thepower.com. So if you go there, feel free to check for the Tamariz stack. I'm explaining everything there. Right. Very easy. Any other stacks we should name? The Redford stack, maybe?
Right, Redford by Patrick Redford. He made this a little bit famous due to his last books that he wrote, and there are some really great tricks that are possible with the stack. So I really think it depends on what effects you want to do. But if you up to learn a different stack that not every magician would even recognize, go for another stack like the Redford stack. Yeah. You find it in his books.
That's we get the question right now from this chat here. Why is the Tamariz stack the most famous? That's a very good question. I think like why is the bicycle deck the most famous, or why is the Phoenix deck? I did it at this time.
So I think that this has several reasons. First, I think Juan Tamariz got a really big icon in the magic world, and he wrote this book, one of my favorite books, Mnemonics, where everything is about the Mnemonics stack. You can find it from the first to the last side. Effects.
It's like a Bible for stack decks.
Right. It's explained in every little detail that you could know about this deck. I think that's one reason. The other reason is because, at least this is what I think, it's because it really looks mixed up.
Yes.
So,
but it's coming from a certain from an unshuffled deck.
Right.
And you can go also into, there was Giancarlo, I forgot his name, a very good magician from Italy, who showed me several routines back then when we were at 4F, where he's using the Tamariz stack 2 Pharaohs before.
Oh, okay.
Wow, yeah, that's very interesting. So he's doing 2 normal Pharaohs from a regular deck. Then he's doing several routines, going from there into the 3rd Pharaoh, does another routine there, does another one, and ends up in Tamariz.
So yeah, that's smart.
Yeah,
definitely.
Very cool. Yeah,
but that's also like you invent your own stack. So you could also come up with your own stack if you want to.
Either you find a principle that you know every 5th card or every 6th,
right?
Or you just shuffle a deck of cards and memorize the order.
Exactly, or totally random, whatever you want to. So you would be the only one using the stack, and obviously if you're doing magic for magicians, you could fool a lot of magicians with this, I think.
Yeah. Well, actually, I didn't say this in the German stream, but you will also find it on the website releasethepower.com. It is that the Phoenix deck in new deck order has a certain stack, and this is called a stay stack.
I learned that today. I did not know that.
Yes. So a stay stack is a stack that will stay intact after an out pharaoh, so that a certain order or a certain pattern is consistent even after doing several pharaohs. And I'm using this kind of thing that when you look at a new deck order of a Phoenix deck, you would see that an ace of spades and an ace of clubs is at both ends. It's mirrored more or less. And if you go further down, you would see that the king of spades and the king of clubs, the mate cards, are the same amount away from the ends. And in the center, the two red kings are kissing each other. Not that this would be a gay deck, but it's exactly where they should be. Now, interestingly, if you now do the first pharaoh, you would interweave the cards, and now the four kings would end up in the center. And all the cards, even if it looks more and more shuffled after a second or third pharaoh or fourth pharaoh, the order of the cards from outside to inside, they are still mirroring and will continue to mirror until you do 8 pharaohs and end up with a new deck order again.
Right. So that's one thing. If you do 8 pharaohs, you should be in a new deck order as well, in the order that you started with.
And now I can even tell you that I'm using these 4 pharaohs because that's seemingly the best shuffled random deck without being random. It looks totally random, but for me it's very easy to, when I have to sort, for instance, Svengali decks, we are doing them ourselves. That means we are dealing the force cards that are from short decks, and when we have to do the long cards, the randomly shuffled cards, actually what I do is I open up brand new decks, I do 4 pharaohs, and then I would know that in the first half is one card and the mate would be in the other. So if I know that if I have to look for the ace of spades, I would immediately know that in the other half is the ace of clubs. And therefore I can put those onto the force card so that the force card would never end up with one of the same card inside the random cards. And it looks shuffled. So, so if you ever get a Svengali deck from us, you will have either the indifferent cards from 1 to 26 of Tamariz. Actually it's not. It's not the Tamariz deck. It's just our stay stack after 4 pharaohs from a new deck order. So that's what you would get in with the indifferent cards. It's also a stack. So very interesting for me, at least. Now, how to learn this and what kind of tricks can you do? Well, you already showed the book, the Mnemonics. What is a great one to learn?
There's so many tricks inside there. So I would say you never need another book if you want to go through every effect that is written in this book. You can learn so much stuff. But
it can be very simple. I like just to cut to a certain amount, etc., or to find the 4 aces, the 4 fours, and so on and so on. Dennis Baer is a master in doing this, so he's so impromptu while staying in the Tamariz deck. So if you ever have the chance to see him working, for instance, in the Magic Theater in Munich, when he's performing there, you will stop trying to follow his moves after 50 minutes and will just enjoy the show.
Right.
He's so good. And when you see him working, he's shuffling like crazy. And after a minute, he's back into, you see the 9 of diamonds flashing up and you know, he's back in.
Okay.
It's so cool. And
so
you can stay there for hours. It's amazing what he's doing. Yes.
But speaking of shuffling, you should bear in mind that... you should bear in mind that you might want to learn a false shuffle if you are learning a stack, so you can be shuffling a little bit and you never lose the order of the cards. So
another option for all the guys who are fearing shuffling or fearing, one would be a cut or a kind of a shuffle that or a cut that looks like a shuffle. So all you would have to do first of all is to have kind of a breather crimp in the top card, or have a corner rounding so that after a cut you can always get back to the same order just by feeling here's the short corner and you can cut the deck. And if you want to shuffle or seemingly shuffle, you will just push off a certain pack, and while you're just talking, you're casually mixing them and bring sometimes the cards on top. And it was just a cut. Now I have to find the 8 of the 9.
You could also do this face up, right? Because the spectator
absolutely.
always sees a different card.
It's a well shuffled
even more
stack.
convincing, I think.
Yes, it's a well convinced shuffled stack. So that's really good. And here's the thing that I love most, and J-Bo is already mentioning it. I like, pocket management, certainly, and you love to have tricks that you can also do with a randomly shuffled deck and throw away cards, sign cards, and so on and so on, that you can't do with a stack. Why not having a stacked deck inside your pocket down here if you wear a suit? And while doing the first deck, everything is shuffled and so on and so on. Then you maybe put the deck aside, do something else with coins or sponge balls or matches or whatsoever, and then you do one more trick and you're taking this one out. It was already shuffled, it's in full use, so nobody is questioning it that something is going on here, and you have everything to go from there. So it's really good.
It is, absolutely.
So with the books, the other great book is from Pitt Hartling. It's about 2 years old now, I think. It was called In Order to Amaze, and it's one of the best books I have read about mnemonica. Well, he's saying that you can use any stack, and it's true. However, certainly the routines are beautiful if you are just doing the Tamariz stack. That's really
so.
Great.
Also, obviously, you can do every effect that you can do with a stack with each stack, right? You're not necessarily tied to one stack if you want to learn.
Yes and no.
Yeah, sometimes I thought about this. Yeah, maybe
especially when you're relying on a mathematical principle and you're not knowing which card is 25.
That's true, but basically, if you do an effect that is only used. That only uses the order of the decks, you can do it with another stack as well.
Absolutely.
So, absolutely. That's what I wanted to say.
By the way, I heard back then that, for instance, for all these stack ideas and stack tricks and so on, what Dennis Baer is doing, he's really laying out cards on the carpet and starts mixing cards by simulating pharaohs and so on and so on, and coming up with new ideas.
Okay.
So that he, for instance, knows exactly, for instance, if you would say the aces for the trick, it's in one of his books as well, that he wants to find all the 4 aces. The interesting part is that if you, for instance, look at the aces, you will see them all close by. So if you cut to, let's say, to the 40, to the 50, to the 39th card, then you have only 4 cards from there to 43. Then a few more cards to 51 and a few more cards to the 7.
Yeah.
So you're getting very close. So he's having a cheat sheet that he says, okay, if someone wants the 4, to which 4 do I have to cut? And how many cards is it from there? So it's, let's say, 12 and then 6, 5, 7. Let's say, okay, so you're cutting there, and then from there it's these many cards away, and he has that memorized for all the different.
That's
really clever.
That's tough.
But if you're doing it, it's like he's.
I believe that's a great effect, but. Once you have to get there, that's a little bit of work, right?
That's why you should see the show of Dennis Baer, and he will fool you so much because he's so good in this. Well, he's working in Munich at the university in mathematics.
Okay.
So if he doesn't know, then who else? For him it's just child play.
Really bad in math.
And that's why we have magicians.
True.
Like the trick in German, where you also had to go.
Yeah, right. So didn't work.
Maybe this time.
Fingers
that's why
crossed.
we have it.
Fingers crossed, right.
Now, what you might not have noticed, there are certain utilities that you can use. Let's see. And also apps that are available either free of charge or I don't know, maybe
for a small amount, so it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah. Some people would recommend that when you have your stack, you would write with a Sharpie the numbers from 1 to 52 on the backs to memorize them. But it can always go back there. There are different ways how to do this. That's one. There is an app that you are using.
Right. It's called the Ultimate Mnemonica Trainer. It looks a little bit like this. I don't know if you guys can see it. It's more of a game you can play, and the app tries to so you remember the first 12 cards, and you play a little game, and it shows you the Queen of Hearts, and you have to enter the number. Later on, it switches it from you have to you see the number and you have to click on the name and so on and so on. But it's really great. It's a really great one.
Very easy.
Without a cheat sheet.
Yeah.
Great.
Hey, and that's another point. How cool is this? If you are doing Zoom magic, you can have cheat sheets in front of you.
Mm-hmm. You can.
While a spectator on the other side of the screen is not able to know what you're doing there.
Exactly.
So why not having a cheat sheet there and work with a...
There's so many possibilities when you do
so
this.
So right now we have a cheat sheet of the...
No, we have not.
Stack.
We don't.
Why is not?
No, we don't.
Give it away.
No, he knows it. He knows it all.
I know it because it's my cheat sheet. And actually, the what is your high score? He skipped it after a while. He's not. Yeah. He didn't finish.
After a while, I was trying to remember the last piles by the card stack. I had the stack in my deck, and I went through that.
Well, I do something similar. It's I found this the app that is called Stacked Deck. I think it was free, and I just found it in the App Store. It's still there as free. I don't know if there are any in-app purchases. Didn't say it. Mm-hmm. You can add decks to it as well. So it's not only coming with the Tamariz stack and Aronson stack, and I don't even know what VCS is.
You can come up with your own.
Yeah. So so you can do on card number 1 would be the 5 of clubs whatsoever. Yeah, and so on and so on, and you can easily program your own stack. You can do this, and discard changes, yes, and you can also gamify and learn the stack like this. However, I prefer to do the following. Inside a Phoenix deck, you will find one of the cards that is called the Poker Bingo. You might have already noticed it.
Oh yeah.
Yes, it's the Poker Bingo card where you have 2 different kinds of values on the backs. It looks like a bingo card, so you have a certain grid. However, I have a bigger version of it. You can see here. Ta-da. So making it easier. And as you can see, it looks like a Poker Bingo card. And you can even do this game on your phone. I programmed the game just for that reason, to cover this cheat sheet.
One question.
Yes.
Is there really a game that's named Poker Bingo? I've never heard about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
The idea is the following. Well, if you do this game on your phone, and you can do this by going to the app. That's the idea that I did. So if you are, let's say, do a random card stack like this. Mm-hmm. Now you take a shuffled deck. Is there a shuffled one? Is that one shuffled?
That's one we...
Well, you can turn it over. It would be the 7 of clubs, and everybody who finds the 7 of clubs will push the stem.
Yeah.
To do this, then comes the next one. It would be the 2 of spades. Yeah. And so on and so on. If one of these 2 cards would be found for someone, it's an instant bingo, so he immediately won.
Oh, okay.
However, you would continue ace of spades. You can do it with a kind of a beer game or whatsoever. Once you have the row, it's bingo. Mm-hmm. So you could play it.
No, I don't.
I know, it's just a stupid reason. You get the idea, right?
I didn't know that. Yeah.
Okay. But it's a real game that I constructed so that even if a spectator is finding that card, he will not question anything, as there's a real game behind it. Mm-hmm. Certainly, yes. Now, as you can see, in a certain order, you will find the cards from 4 of clubs, 2 of hearts, 7 of diamonds. That would be the first 3. And I like to learn the cards in a group of 5. So while you first do the first 5, then the first 10, and when you have them down, you can learn the next 5, then the next 15 in this case, and so on. And you're stretching more and more your knowledge about the cards. And seriously, if you would just learn 1 card each day, it's less than 2 months, and that's really not a lot, right? 1 card, 1 day. After less than 2 months, you would have a weapon for the rest of your life.
Yeah, it's worth it.
That's what I would like to say as well. It's definitely worth it. So give it a try.
Yeah. Now, one little hint.
Yes,
please. If you don't do the stack very often, as I have not done it during COVID.
Likewise.
I definitely lost some of the numbers in my mind. So you should go through it for once in a while to keep the memorization in your brain or in your head. That's one little thing I found out.
Yeah, and here's the nice part. If you, what you should also train is to try to guess the card in a certain depth, so that you can more or less cut to a certain value. It's a little bit tricky sometimes. However, when you do it in a while, watching TV, etc., it's a lot of fun to do. And you get better and better. So you're getting to less than 2 or 3 cards, about 2 or 3 cards off.
Which is close enough if you're doing some magician moves, right?
Exactly. Or you let's say you are 5 off and you would spell magic or the name or whatever.
Yeah.
That's what Tamariz does.
It's like with the tricks that can't be explained or whatever. So
exactly.
It has different outs.
Yes, he has words for every amount of cards off to get there, to spell something and so on and so on. So for instance, if you would like to name any card you like.
6 of hearts.
The 6 of hearts. Now the 6 of hearts would be about the middle. It's 23. So if this would be half, I would drop a few, let's say, and this might already be the card, and it's not yet. So it's the 5 of clubs. That means there's 1 card off, and then I could do a color change and come to the 6 of hearts.
Right.
So very close by, and that you could do. And also, funny-wise, a spectator is pretty good in this as well. Let's say if I would do, I would like to go to the 4 of spades, okay? And you will find more or less the 4 of spades. Can you cut very deep?
Very deep.
Very deep, yes.
So I don't look.
Yeah, very deep. Deeper. Yeah, I would even cut deeper.
Deeper? Okay, so let me...
Yeah, a little bit deeper.
Let me just... let's do like this.
Okay, that's very deep. That's only 3 off. It should have been 12 cards off. Okay. So maybe a little bit more information I would say about here.
Yeah.
That could be, that is the Jack of Spades. Well, that's magic then. So we have M, A, G, A, C, and here's the 4 of spades that you can find. It's right. Now, to train the stack for you, row the boat, it's very cool. I did Fuchs, du hast sie ganz gestohlen. Yeah, so that's my song. It's a German nursery rhyme that I used, and it worked until card number 12, and then I gave up.
Yeah.
Didn't work for the rest. That's nice. So the Tamariz is recommending learning it with a song. It only worked for me until 12, and then I figured out other stuff.
Yeah, I really think it works differently for everyone.
Yes,
so
yes.
There's a trainer out like from Rick Lex. He invented something like a real mnemonic where he did pictures or weird images to each card you need to remember. I think that's used oftentimes. It didn't really work for me. So
maybe because you are not native English.
Maybe.
So that because Fernando Figueras is also doing memorization, has a CD out there, a DVD where he shows it, and that's not only for mentalists or magicians, but also for everybody.
Yeah. But I really think everyone learns on a different way. So one is learning more on a visual way. The other one is by hearing.
Back then, my friend who dropped out of magic, unfortunately, due to his illness, he learned the stack that he needed a little bit longer time to figure out a card. But even after not doing it for 2 or 3 years, you name him a card and he's... Okay, 26. Okay. But he would still know it, like not us.
Great,
so that's because he kind of did this in a certain way. Let's say how you wake up in the morning. So when you wake up, you are pushing the alarm clock first. Yeah. Then you are taking on your slippers.
Yeah.
Then you are pushing away your and so on and so on. Yeah. So you're doing a certain way what you're doing with your routine.
That's
in the morning.
Like the guys that remember strangely amount of numbers like P till the 3 millions number or so. They build up their own image and their own house, and they go through there, and I don't know how that really works, but you stand up, like you said, you stand up in the morning and you have something beside your bed, and then you go to the kitchen where you find this and this and this, and you tag or you add a card or whatever to this.
And now you have to think of something very, very strange, so that that makes no sense at all. Let's say let's go for the alarm clock when you wake up. It is 1 o'clock. Why 1 o'clock? I don't know, but that's when you woke up and you hit the alarm at 1 o'clock. It's card number 1, and when you pushed it, you saw on the display a 4 of clubs hidden in there. So make it as strange as you can, because all the strange pictures will stay. If it makes too much sense, it will fade away.
Yeah.
Make it really weird, and you can come up with several solutions. Works
exactly.
as well. Yeah. Whatever works for you. On the other hand, you have the cheat sheets here. The nice part is you can always take them off the deck when you're getting closer to learning with using the stack. You can just drop them onto the table in front of you or the audience, etc. It looks totally innocent. It's just a whatever game card, advertisement card, whatsoever. But you have a cheat sheet right in front of you where you can always have a look.
Right.
Yeah. Now here, the poker bingo certainly gives you a certain order of cards. So if someone is telling you it's 27, it's very easy to spot that this 27 is the 2 of clubs. However, if someone is naming you the 4 of spades, you would have to figure out where the 4 of spades is. It's on 40, but it's not that easy. It's not that fast to find. That's when I released the large index cards. I removed the blank face cards that I had for the standard index cards and added another one that is called cut the number. That's this one here, and I also printed this one out to make it easier for you. And with cut the number, you get the cards in order, but on every card is a number above, so that you can easily figure out if someone tells you the 8 of hearts, you see it's on 14, and it's very, very simple. Mm-hmm. Yes. So you either take the Tamariz book, and Jabo is already a mnemonic worker, I see, because he already also learned it, and he gives you some ideas what to do, and some hints where to find them in the Tamariz book. It's really a good source to learn. I did it as well, and you too, right? Yeah. Well, it was your book. And that's how you would learn the stack. Also, this is a cheat sheet right in front of you. The nice part about this is, how about doing a trick with a stooge? A stooge, an instant stooge. When you know the stack, you can give a friend, for instance, this card or that card, and now you have already a great help. So if a spectator is naming, let's say, I don't know, any playing card, 3 of hearts, your friend could secretly look it up, and you would say, now give me a number, how about you? And you point to your friend, and he would say, oh, I don't know, 28. And that would be exactly the number where the card would be. So you would deal down to that card, or the spectator, and it would be an amazing any card at any number.
Really strong.
That's unbelievable
really strong.
Yeah. And sometimes the stooge is not too bad.
No, I think so.
Yeah, it could even be your wife as well, or girlfriend, etc. Because she would be so innocent. Nobody would ever believe that she is involved into magic as well.
Definitely.
Yeah. So these are several of the utilities that come with every Phoenix deck. And there's another one, and this is especially a deck that I released at the beginning of the Phoenix brand. That was 2009. In the first time, the Sum deck was released with a different order that was given to me by Martin Lewis to stay in that stack, because there were several routines, several tricks out there using that stack, but that stack didn't make too much sense to me. It was pretty old style. Several routines didn't make too much sense anymore, and the stack was never ever picked up by magicians. So I thought with the reprint, I spoke with Martin Lewis again, and he agreed on changing the stack to Tamariz. So that was nice.
Smart idea.
Yes, and so we have the Sum deck, what is a mark deck, but also a certain weapon that has several extra features. Here we go. So it has several other features as well, that you can easily peek certain cards. When I go through the cards, the spectator would look at this one. I can immediately see that it's a 5 of clubs. Certainly I see it now on the screen here as well. However, you can see all the information the spectator should cut. I turn away, that he can look at that card, and I would know the 10 of clubs, as everything is written on this back as well. However, there's also the stack number built into this into the design, so I would immediately know that the 5 of spades would be card number 15.
So you can do a trick and learn the stack.
And learn the stack, yes, and that's the cool thing. So that if you are working with a sum deck, it's great if you are on the edge of getting into the stack and know it very well. But sometimes you struggle with certain values. It's a great out to start with that deck. Definitely yes. Right. So yeah, that's the sum deck. Comes with several different routines. But talking about routines, I think. We prepared
something that went wrong in the German stream, and we
certainly not. If you don't understand German,
right.
It worked well.
It worked very well. Yeah. the idea was I thought about what went wrong, but I actually found out that was not the reason. So Christian, let's try it again.
I said to a friend who asked me who saw the German stream, so he suffered with you.
Yeah.
And I said, well. We know we know the solution, but we don't know the problem.
Yeah, exactly. That's true. That's true. So let's give it another try, and maybe afterwards you see the explanation. No, let's say it differently. You get the explanation if it works or not.
Okay. So and I could even shuffle it, right?
No, you could not.
I could shuffle it, right?
Yeah,
you would shuffle it, right?
Yeah.
That's a nice part.
I would shuffle it. Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
So give it a cut. Look at the card. Show it to the camera.
That pack. Does it matter?
What? Sorry.
I cut this one off. Did I go for this one?
I wanted to show you. Yeah. Look at this card.
6 of hearts.
Put it on the other stack and complete the cut.
Done.
Right? Give the whole pack another cut if you want to. So we are convinced that the whole pack is shuffled, right? So
and
would that be amazing if that would be your card?
And
right?
hopefully it's not.
It's not, right? So we give it another cut, and we can even give it another cut, right? So
up to you.
It's totally anywhere in the deck.
I hope so.
You hope so. So maybe or maybe not, the card might be at a second position from the top right now. Right.
We'd do a second deal. It will be
or a double lift, yes. Second deal, whatever. But what was your card?
You remember the card that I showed you? There was the 6 of hearts, right?
6 of hearts.
Oh, please work. Yes, it does.
It is 6 of hearts. Right. So that was the effect that we wanted to show you. It's a little bit of a really easy idea that I'm working on for a little bit longer, but I do it with a different stack and so. But you can do this very, very, very easy. And use.
Oh, yes. Can I say something?
Yeah.
You don't have to have a full deck in stack. It's also okay if a part, let's say the bottom part of the Tamariz stack is lost, but you still have 26 cards left, the first one, 26 cards, and you still can do several tricks that just work with the first 26. And you did something kind of similar. That's why I shuffled the top half a little bit, what you can do, because this doesn't matter.
You can do that, right, exactly.
Yeah,
so
and now it's you.
The idea is pretty simple, and that's just a basic idea. You can mix it up with every stack you want to know. In this case, it's the most easy thing you can do. You leave the first 13 cards in new deck order, right? So you take all the diamonds in this case, sort them in a way like this, with the numbers going up, put it on top of the deck, and the rest of the deck can be shuffled as well, so it's all mixed up, as you can see. And now it's a little bit like a keycard principle. You cut a deck, look at this card, the Jack of Clubs, turn around like this, and now you put your whole stack on top of the deck, and everything, or the only thing that you need to do is you need to cut the deck as often as you until you find a diamond in front, like the 2 of diamonds, and the number that you see on the card is the number that your other card is from the top, right? So you have all the other cards, like for example, if you would have cut a little bit more like this, it's a 5. You know the card is 5th from the top, as you can see here. Very easy idea. You can work with this. There is a lot of stuff that you can do with this. With other stacks, you can come up with a lot of more ideas.
No, this one now was a very obvious one. It was, let's say, one suit from my suit.
But that's the easiest way if you don't want to remember a stack. Because
it would be the first one, the first step if you want to bribe yourself after learning, let's say 10. let's say 10 cards in a certain stack. Let's say the Tamariz stack, you already know the first 10 cards, so you would recognize one of the 10 cards when you see them.
Exactly.
And therefore the deck looks totally shuffled, very, very randomly. You can even shuffle it, but 10 cards would be in a certain order.
Yeah.
And once, let's say, the 4 of hearts comes up, you would know the 4 of hearts is position number 5. So you do the same thing there. Absolutely.
You obviously could do that with a whole Mnemonics stack or every other stack, as long as you know the order of it. I like the fast setup that you can do with this. You only need to do 13 cards. You can use it. Also, if the stack, the deck has been mixed up before, so yeah.
It's so nice of Tobias to say we have a Gewitterwürmchen on your top camera. That means let's see here. No, look at the card. See this?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yes, but that's actually true. It is no. What it is that that when the cleaning lady was here, the front camera. It's this one here. It's this little device that is saying. So if I will lower the camera just a tiny little bit.
Oh, you mean that? Oh, no, I think that's
gone. Yes.
Not too sure.
Yes, I think it's gone.
Not too sure.
Even on this card, I always saw this that there was a little bit. Well, it was just for you because he's so tall that even he is cut out.
Again.
Yes, exactly.
So now I have go.
Yeah. So the top camera. Well, if the tail would not be here, he would bounce into the top camera.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
I never built the studio for heights like yours.
Why not?
Yeah, I saw it, but I thought I would not go behind the camera to fix it.
Right.
On the other hand, thank you so much. Anything else in the stream? Depicting. You should address as many sentences as possible while learning. Yeah, the depicting thoughts. Thank you. Actually, I had this deck here as well because it's a very cool system as well from Paralabs, and that is not using the regular playing cards, but images. So.
Oh, we also forgot the alphabetic.
Yeah, we have.
We leave it for another stream.
Also, as well, yes. So this deck here uses images, and so that it would be more like a mentalism effect, and you can do it with different options. However, it's still kind of a stack. If you keep the cards in order, you would know that this card would be the 31st in the stack. Mm-hmm. Because very easy to remember, the lighthouse looks like a 1, and on the side are 3 birds. That's 3 and 1 is 31. That's pretty cool, huh?
Yeah.
And that's here cool. That's the 32 because you have 3 lines here, 2 lines down there. That's 32, and so on and so on. You can learn this easily, and
it also has a marking system, right?
Oh, yes. Also a marking system to learn it, and a complete app. Rainer programmed it as well. It comes with the depicting thoughts. Yes.
Did it for Android.
Yes, thank you so much. It was such a great work on for you, of you, and it matches the same like the iPhone app. However, it's completely different to program. So he really mimicked it nicely. Thank you so much. Well, do you have another trick? Well, you have something with a...
Yeah, it's basically the same principle, but you can do it with a... If you do it, this effect with a mark deck, you wouldn't necessarily have to peek the bottom cards.
Like the sum deck, yeah? But like, this time you are not using the sum, but just a regular...
Just a regular mark deck. You can peek the top card, and you also know where it is. So it's even more impossible, because you don't have to look.
Well, yeah, with the sum deck, you are already there without knowing the whole stack. You can already work with it without knowing the stack. Once you want to learn the stack and you use the mark deck, you need to learn. You need to learn the stack.
Yeah, yes. True. And one last thing, maybe we did not spoke about. I think the most of you know that, but unless you only cut the deck, you won't change the order of the stack. So. You just have the deck, the order still remains, but it's not mixed up like if you do a riffle shuffle or so. So it's one more thing that you can leave your customer, your customer, that you can leave your spectator give a cut to the deck, and you still remember
Took me a while as a magician as well, because
to understand, right?
When I started it, like, oh yeah, it was an enlightening moment.
I had the same, like in the beginning I thought, why?
Yeah.
And how? But and then you find out why if you think about it, and of course.
You know what the worst fear was for me?
No.
When I learned about the key card.
Mm-hmm.
And the card would be on top, and then it would be cut several times. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh my god, I will lose my key card. It will not be next to the other one. So it's really, that was oh my god. Yeah.
It's so seldomly that happens.
Yeah.
So you don't.
So when I learned about the key card and cutting, etc., it was in a book. When I read it as a child, I think I was 13 or so, and when I got back into magic with 36, then I had this key moment where everything opened up. I was like, oh my god,
right.
Oh my god.
Yeah, there's so many principles that are easy to do and really, really strong if you do it correctly. And also if you build methods around this, and if you use a mark deck or you combine those methods, it can be so strong and impossible to do these effects for a spectator.
Yeah, absolutely. And Jabo is overwhelmingly giving us hints of what to do with the Tamariz stack. It's such an amazing tool. I would prefer to do the Tamariz stack. I think it's a little bit more effort to learn.
Yeah.
However, I think there are more routines out there.
Yeah,
and
but you don't have the problem if your spectator wants to deal face up. You don't have to say no.
Thank you so much.
Face
Give
down
me the deck.
like this. You're a little bit more safe, but it's up to you to find out or figure out what fits best for your style and for your effects.
Yeah. By the way, it's very interesting as the 9 of diamonds is the bottom card for 2 stacks. It's for the Tamariz stack as well as the Aronson stack. So there are 2 possibilities. You can.
Oh yeah.
You can, when you have a shuffled deck and want to fool magicians, you can always keep the 9 of diamonds on the bottom. Or if you want to use a stack, either Aronson or Tamariz, just remove the bottom card and get rid of the 9 of diamonds and just work with the 51.
Oh yeah,
it will throw them so much off because they will never see the 9 of diamonds and that's an ace of hearts. Exactly. And they would never figure out that you used the stack.
Yeah, clever. Yeah. Clever idea.
So thank you so much for watching. We, if you don't have any more questions, please, one more time, if you can leave a comment.
Thumbs up, a subscription, and also ring the bell.
Ring the bell, and thumbs up would help a lot for the algorithm, so that this video will be found by other magicians. There are a lot out there who speak English, so thank you for your help. I hope you liked it so far. Please leave down comments what you would like to see from us to be shown in the next few streams. Mm-hmm. This topic, for instance, was also recommended by you, so we listened and told you everything we know about the stacks and what we do with the stacks. And if you give us new topics down there in the comments, we are reading everything, comment everything. And whenever you have something, we are happy to help you and show it to you in the upcoming weeks. Thank you so much. Until next week.
Have a great evening and a great week.
Bye-bye.
Bye, guys. Bye-bye.